like
My right,
Wow.
something
here.
was piercing my
My
foot.
right
It
leg
was
just gives
hot.
out.
Wow.
Okay.
It only
And
lasted
that's
for
what
like
you're
2
saying you
minutes.
felt.
Yeah,
Okay.
very similar.
Are you paying
And then we
attention?
had Nancy, who had the right leg go out.
Here, can you take video?
Yeah, take video for
Sure.
walking.
Take
She'll
video.
show you.
Just take a video. Right here.
Okay.
Does it do it every time?
Every
Yep,
time I get
every
right
single
here.
time.
Right here, my
Right
right
leg
leg
fan.
just gives out.
And then you said you've had pain in the right leg here.
Yep. Not necessarily in this room. A couple of times, like when I've been behind the bar, or I've been, and I'm not doing anything. I'm just standing there, and I'll get like a, like pain in my knee, and
Like an amputation?
it's more like like you described, like something going through it, like a rod or like.
That could be shrapnel.
Now I will
Oh, that'd be
tell
interesting,
you one
shrapnel.
thing. As we're, just so you know, we're not sending anybody away. But as they're telling that story, we're getting confirmation. It might be, you may or may not feel it. That they might be like, all right, now you know who we are. So just be aware if you feel it again, and let Brandy know.
Okay.
Because sometimes when Spirit has actually been able to finally share their story, they get quieter.
I warned them about that at the beginning. Yeah.
So it's not worth telling
They just
them
want
to
people
go.
to hear them and know that they're here, acknowledge them.
Right.
And then again, it's that energy of, you putting forth all of that energy, and then you finally got to do your thing.
Yeah.
And then it's just
And
kind
then-
of like that exhaustion. Yeah.
And so you've heard things upstairs.
Yep.
You've had the right leg.
Yeah, I've heard distinct banging on the floor above the bar. Late at night, I'm here by myself. There's nobody up there. There's nothing up there that could cause any of that.
Describe the banging, like on the floor
It's just
or
a
on a
real loud thud, like right on the ceiling.
And the
You know,
grand
like
largest-
somebody's like stomping on the floor, or like they jump.
Or dancing.
Potentially. Yep.
Okay.
Anything else?
My favorite is the bar story.
Yeah, the majority of the things that have happened to me have been out in the bar area, in the room where the games and the pool table are, and then in this back room, and like this side of the building. Everything has been in this side of the building. Footsteps, banging. I've had a couple of times where I've heard, distinct footsteps out in the bar, knocking on the bar. Am I able to tell
Yep,
the
go
whole
for
story?
it. Everything new.
So the first night that I was here by myself, I had just gotten trained. I was, done flying, with a trainer. I was flying solo, and I had turned all the TVs off. The music was off. And I was standing on the inside of the bar facing the pool room, and I started to hear a banging somewhere in the back room on the side where we keep, like all the chairs and the ice cooler, and we've got all the refrigerators and everything. And I heard this banging, I'm like it's an old building, maybe it's the air ducts. We're right on Central Ave. Maybe it's, somebody blasting some tunes as they're driving by on Central Ave. But it went on for so long, and then it started to change locations. So it sounded at first like it was on the wall, on the outside wall in that backside room. And then it sounded like it was kind of a little bit further in the back, and then maybe on the ceiling in that part of the building, which is where the, one area that we thought maybe is a portal. It would be directly above that.
Okay.
And then it was wild. The only way I can describe it was like a fun house. There was all this banging and jarring and everything. I heard it on the stairs. So much so that I thought somebody had come in through one of these back doors and was in like that back room. Like rummaging through stuff. And I walked around the corner a couple of times. That door was closed. And I was like, hello? I was like, is anybody there? I did that 2 or 3 times because I was convinced somebody was back there. And then I started to hear footsteps in the side room, kind of over where like the golden tea machine is. I heard like somebody like walking through like they were coming around. And, I just kept counting the money. And then all of a sudden, it was like somebody walked out of that back room. I could hear the footsteps coming towards me, and went like this, right in front of me, like face to face, as I was counting money at the bar.
Oh, wow.
It was wild.
Yeah, they were challenging.
I mean, it
Wow.
was, you know,
It was like initiation.
I
Yeah.
called it a hazing.
Right.
Actually,
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it feels like.
yeah.
Have you heard voices too, or just the footsteps and the banging?
I can't say for certain that I've heard footsteps. I haven't really seen too much. I've seen a couple of times where, you know, it's kind of a peripheral and maybe it's a shadow or it's movement.
So when they